Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Today is Monday, March the 3rd. Crazy again. We are in March, so happy early March. Definitely do appreciate you all joining in today on the Deathlock podcast. Basically, again, it's been a minute since I've posted on here. I did a little bit of a Elimination Chamber 2025. Little, I guess, not review, but kind of a watch along a couple days back, when it was going on, and I really regret not staying all the way through because the ending was crazy. So if you guys saw the ending, you guys know what I'm talking about, but we're going to get into it. We will have a guest today, Mr. Mill Hustles, aka Gil Heyman, aka the semi-final boss, okay, or at least that's what he calls himself. So while we're waiting for him to get in, we are probably going to do a small recap of the actual event itself, and then we'll just get into it. And of course, he's going to come in, he's going to give his opinion. But so Elimination Chamber 2025, this has to be one of the best Elimination Chambers I personally have ever seen. Hold on, let me get the light going on over here. So first of all, not that many matches on the card, right? I think we had a total of 4 or 5 matches on the card. Of course, we start off with the women's division, right? Which again, one of these years, I would like to see the women main event, the chamber match. But in any case, obviously the bigger story as far as the men's match goes was John Cena, and again we'll get into that. But again, first match of the night, again, the women's elimination chamber. Again, you have Bayley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Jade Cargill, which again, that was kind of a shock. I'm trying to think who else. Who am I missing? Roxanne Perez. So first of all, at the beginning of the female elimination chamber, I was a little disappointed that they kind of kicked Naomi out. And it looks like we got Mr. Semifinal Boss here. Let's get him in on the chat really quick. 1 second, guys. Let's see if we can hop him in really quick. Here we go. The SB.
The semifinal boss is here.
The semifinal boss. Let's go. Okay, welcome in. Again, I'm just starting out, and we are going over the women's elimination chamber match. So I was just naming the names of the people that were in it. So again, let's get into it, man. First of all, how are you doing today?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
Okay,
it's a great day. I woke up. John Cena's a heel. The final boss is running the WWE. How can things be any better?
Right. Agreed. So yeah, definitely enjoyed the Elimination Chamber 2025 pay-per-view, or PLE, whatever you want to call it. I was saying prior to you coming in that it's probably one of the best ones that I've seen since they actually created the actual match in the chamber itself. So it was enjoyable, man. I don't know. What are your specific thoughts going in there, though?
Whole lot of booty.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't complain. The women's match did not disappoint. Right. Again, at the beginning, though, Jade Cargill made her infamous return, and we didn't really get a big explanation prior to why and what was happening. Everyone thought it would have been Liv Morgan that was being attacked, but it was, of course, Naomi. So again, what are your thoughts on that? Did you think it was Naomi this entire time that attacked and hurt Jade Cargill prior?
I mean, it could have been. I just love how well Naomi sold for Jade. Jade look great.
Yeah.
But,
Jade looked.
I guess we'll find out tonight what the backstory is. We may have to wait for the whole Cena explanation. They're going to split that up into bits and pieces, but I guess we'll find out why Jade Cargill did what she did tonight. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I mean, those stars are on SmackDown, but you never know. Maybe we'll get an explanation tonight on Raw, because I was like, to my knowledge, I think Bianca and Naomi are technically SmackDown roster stars, although they were tag champions, so they were kind of going back and forth. But I just really don't remember which roster they were on. But either way,
I've noticed that. Have you noticed that a lot of the like really, really crazy ass angles, they make you wait till SmackDown to see what's going to happen? That kind of upsets me sometimes.
That did happen this past week, right? I think the go away home show for Monday Night Raw was really shitty, and then a lot of the good stuff happened on SmackDown, which I'm just like, if you're on Netflix and cooler things could happen, right? Because you don't have the FCC watching, chiming down on you, and just whatever, you can have more cussing, this and that, and they still do it over on the USA Network, which makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. I mean, again, Triple H is the one booking and managing the show, so maybe there's something up going there. But regardless, yeah, you're right. I do agree that a lot of the stuff has been kind of being pushed over to SmackDown as of late. Especially heading into Mania season. So it's been interesting. But yeah, man, again, Naomi gets taken out by Jade. Jade looked amazing, by the way. She looked like she maybe lost a little weight. She leaned out just a little bit. I don't know if that was just me. But anyways, going into the match, right, we have Roxanne Perez.
It was just you.
Yeah, it was just me, maybe. So going into the match again, we have Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Liv Morgan.
The gummy bear?
The gummy bear, yeah, I guess. So I think Saturday night really exemplified how much Liv Morgan wants to continue doing this, and how good she's gotten over the last couple of years, right? I think I feel like she's a little bit of an underappreciated talent now that we saw what we saw, right? A lot of people are giving her flowers. What are your thoughts on her in the match?
She is. She's very charismatic. She's decent on the mic. Mm-hmm. I don't really pay attention too much of her actual wrestling.
Yeah,
I should, but I think she's good, man. I think she gets a lot of hate, especially from these boomer men, ex-wrestlers, washed up people in the business.
Yeah,
she gets a lot of unfair criticisms. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, she's there and they're not.
Yep, agreed. So the rest of the match definitely did not disappoint. We saw a up and newcomer, Roxanne Perez, who is from the
gummy bear.
The gummy bear, right? So she didn't really disappoint in the match. It being her first Elimination Chamber, I thought there would be some nerves going in or something, but it really wasn't bad, honestly. She honestly did a great job in the match. She had a couple of nice little spots here and there. She's been feuding with Bayley over the last couple months, ever since the Rumble. So, I think she kind of proved that she can hang with the big gals, if you know what I mean. And just continue pushing. Hopefully, she gets that main roster spot finally after Mania. Finally they put her there full time, and we'll see what we can do. I think the one thing about her character is she's kind of annoying, or at least that's what I've been getting. But again, that's just me. I've been enjoying it though. I didn't really pay attention to any of her run in NXT. And I know of her, right? Again, she's made waves over the last couple of years, but I just really haven't paid attention to her. So again, was not disappointed.
Now that I think of it, whenever I watch highlights, because I really don't sit through whole shows these days, I always check out her segments, and she is a wrestling fan, so she's gonna definitely put in a lot of effort compared to someone that's there just for the clout.
Yeah. Nope, definitely understandable. So I need to share this on Twitter really quick. Hold on one second.
Where's Tito?
He was gonna join. We were gonna do a stream earlier, but one of his kids got sick, so he's being there for his kid, of course. So I think he said his daughter got sick, and I don't know if he had to take her to the doctor or what.
Well, tell him that him joining our live stream will make everything better.
Right. Let me just do this. Let's see. The Rock, yes. The Rock. Let me put in the link over here. Currently live. All right, we'll go ahead and share it on Twitter. or X, whatever you want to call it. I guess that's technically what it's called now. Anyways, yeah. So again, going back to that, again, pretty decent Elimination Chamber. It did start off a little bit slow. I definitely enjoyed some of the spots, right? Especially with like Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan when they were on top of the pod. And, they were kind of just going back and forth with each other. The hair whips were pretty nasty. If you paid attention to the match, half of the match, Bianca Belair had her hair being pulled by someone. So I kind of like that, they're finally using her hair against her in matches like this, right? Which, obviously it could be a weak point into some aspect, but it could also be, favorite for her. As we saw, she was giving Liv Morgan some nasty whips with the hair. So Bailey, unfortunately, I think she got eliminated very early on. I really thought she was going to be like one of the final two because of last year, how she won the Rumble, went into WrestleMania last year. But I guess this year they're like, nope, we're gonna go with somebody else, right? So I really didn't expect Bianca Belair to win this one though. I just thought like, maybe they're gonna continue using her with the Jade angle. But Bianca Belair does get the win in this. Her and Liv were the final two in this match, and it was again very good. Any more thoughts on that, sir?
Nah, man. I feel like they're gonna finally turn Bianca heel.
It could possibly happen, now that she's
man, like that would be great. I think that she would pull it off really well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, man. Honestly, again, like a lot of stuff could happen from now to Mania, right? Maybe we see a change. Maybe she starts siding with Naomi. After this whole Jade fiasco, right? And she, attacks Jade. Who knows? Maybe something like that happens. Or maybe they kind of separate the feud and they just go their own ways. And, for sure, Naomi and Jade are probably going to have a match at Mania. Like, they're already set that up. And, again, Bianca is going to be versus Rhea. I don't know, man. I didn't really see a lot of stock in that match, man. I just really, can't see it. But, Bianca has been kind of like one of the, the forefronts of the female division the last couple of years. I mean, she did hold the title for more than a year when she was, champion up until recently. So, you got to give her credit. She's done a lot in a short amount of time since, being on the main roster. I think, she's been one of the, the top females. And I always say this, I don't know if I've told you this, right? But like athletically, she's probably like the most gifted female in the ring in the WWE, possibly in the, in all of wrestling, man.
Bianca?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, without a doubt, dude.
She's like crazy good.
One thing I used to always say was like she used to make other girls look bad.
Yeah.
Because like she's just so good. Like she has like her adrenaline, her energy will wear you out, bro, if you can't hang with her.
No, yes. And it's interesting watching her, man, because like you said, she makes other girls look bad because she does. Like, she's so fast paced when it comes to being in the ring, but she also has like very good timing with everything. So it's not like she just like half-asses it and just goes 100 miles an hour, right? She's very like meticulous with her timing. And again, like she can, be a good grappler. She could be a good high flyer. She can kind of do it all. Like, so, it makes looking at some of the other female matches kind of boring, honestly, because she does a really good job. So again, congratulations to Miss Bianca Belair. Looks like we got a few people watching. So if you guys are watching, smash that like button and join in on the chat. Let me know what you guys thought about the Elimination Chamber women's match. Let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the women's another women's match. It was a tag match. You had Nia Jax and I forgot the purple haired girl's name, Candy LeRae or something like that, versus a Tiffany Stratton and a Trish Stratus. So keep in mind they were in Canada this year for Elimination Chamber. So we got Fernando in the house. What's going on, Fernando? Thanks again for joining in on the chat, man. And he says Liv Morgan was the MVP of the Chamber. I would be inclined to agree on that. She did, impress in the match. Of course, obviously she didn't get the W, but I would not have been disappointed if Liv won the match either.
I didn't watch that match, honestly.
You didn't? Oh man, well, you need to go back and watch it, man. Honestly,
I didn't watch that match or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, but I'll take your word for it. I might go check it out.
Okay, so well, anyways, again, Fernando here saying Bianca is going to defeat Rhea at Mania. Let's see, man. I don't know, man. I think she might retain at WrestleMania. Like, I think that's going to be.
And then she'll turn heel after the match.
Let's see. I would think so. If she does lose, maybe she has those heel tendencies going in, and we'll see if she ends up just kind of like letting loose. I would love to see that. Rhea winning, I mean, it doesn't do anything for her, but I feel like either of them winning doesn't really do anything for either of them, because like a lot of them are, or both of them are like have been at the top of the division. Rhea obviously is the most over female in the women's division, but again, Bianca Belair is like right there in top 3, so it's hard to say, man. But and again, now they're throwing Io Sky in, which we'll get into. But anyways, going into the women's tag match, Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, the Trishy time, or whatever you want to call it, Trishy Striffy, whatever you want to call it, versus Nia Jax. It was not that great of a match, honestly. Kind of a short match, to be honest. Didn't really live up to the hype, I guess. I love seeing Trish Stratus. I think she can definitely still go in the ring. She had a couple good spots here and there, right? I think Nia Jax also is always plays a good villain when it comes to her heel character, right? I just don't see, like, it's like, I feel like it's a mismatch having her and Candice LeRae as a team, right? I think they need to put her with somebody else. Yeah. And going back to that, right? Again, decent match. Tiffany and Trish get the W. Tiffany obviously, can't look weak going into Mania, so I'm glad that they gave her the W, obviously, in that tag match. But I was really expecting Trish to kind of go full on heel in this match, kind of like what she did with Lita a couple years back, and kind of turn on, Tiffany Stratton. And I would have loved to see, Trish Stratus versus Tiffany. And I would, it's just, nostalgia there. But, I think that would have been a great opponent for Tiffany to kind of cement, that she is, a top player. And Tiffany did, again, like I said, she had some decently good spots in the match also, and she continues to show why they have the belt on her, and they put it on her in less than a year being on the main roster. So that's pretty crazy. Yes, sir. Anyways, going on to the next match. Any final thoughts on that? Yeah. All right. Here we go. Mill Hustle sounds like he's ready for a nap over here, man. Sound like
who's Mill Hustles
for a nappy time? Well, who's the semifinal boss? You tell me.
That's me, sir.
Oh my god! All right, semifinal boss over here in the house,
aka The Rock. THARAWK.
Oh my god. Anywho, we get into Sami Zayn versus KO, which a lot of people, I feel like a lot of the diehard fans, this is a match that they probably weren't interested in watching, right? Because if you followed their careers over the last 20 years, which they've been along with each other's ride over here, it's been said and it's been done, right? We've seen Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens always tends to betray Zayn, and they have a pretty decently good matches with each other. These guys are brothers. They know how each other wrestle in the ring, so they know how to counter each and other's moves and everything like that. And it was a good match. This one was an unsanctioned match, so we got stuff on the inside, we got stuff on the outside of the ring. I think the only spot that I really remember is when Sami Zayn busted out the steel chair that had like barbed wire on it, and I was like, oh damn. And then Kevin Owens, he gets tripped up on it and his face hits it. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that he doesn't get busted open from this. But unfortunately, he did not.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that was like a botch on that, especially because it's a PLE, right? I know obviously that's, safety, whatever, but they can give us a little bit of red in there, man. Give us a little bit of red. We want to see a little bit of blood, especially in this type of match. Whether it be from the mouth or from the forehead or just anywhere, man, on the extremities, right? The arm, the back, whatever. Like, show us why, like, how physical this match is, right? And we just really didn't get that. Again, I really wasn't too disappointed with the match. Kevin Owens ends up with the W on this match. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen with those two going forward towards WrestleMania?
Hopefully nothing.
You think both of them sit the night out at WrestleMania this year?
Nah, I think either we get a one-on-one match with Randy Orton and Kevin, or a tag team match with Kevin Owens and someone versus Randy Orton and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So, now that you mentioned Orton, that's something. Sorry, I apologize. I did fail to mention that after the match, right? Kevin Owens continued to kind of well on Sami Zayn, and of course, Orton's music, comes out. The crowd gives a big pop, and they start singing his song. He gets into the ring, and again, he kind of shoos Kevin Owens out of the ring, and obviously, Orton's like there to kind of get his revenge on it, because again, he's been out for several months. I think he's been out since SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
But he wasn't injured.
Yeah, he wasn't injured. I think it was just
he's a part-timer now, and that was all kayfabe.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of us know that he really wasn't injured or anything like that, but of course, like you said, kayfabe, it was part of the storyline, right? So, Randy Orton's back now, a couple months into WrestleMania. Again, I could see them just having like a solo match, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking it's going to be a hardcore match or something to that extent, right? Where, again, we're going to see Kevin Owens and Orton go at it. Again, I don't think Sami Zayn is going to be involved in this to any extent, though. So we'll really have to see like where that lines up. I think Sami Zayn is going to sit out this year's WrestleMania, which is kind of shocking because he's been, one of the main headlines the last couple of years, going into WrestleMania. And it's crazy. I always say it's crazy how big of a babyface he became, ever since the Bloodline angle, right? He's still probably one of the more popular characters on the show. I would say he's probably in the top 3 as far as baby faces go. He would be probably number 3. You would have Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and then Sami Zayn being number 3. And again, that's without any championships or anything like that. He's just been having a lot of good matches. He was the Intercontinental Champion last year, held that for a couple months, dropped it to Braun Breaker. Didn't really go back and forth with that. They didn't really have like much of a feud after that. So, that was kind of disappointing. I was kind of let down with that. But anyways, we'll see what happens there. And let's move forward. So let's move on to the next segment. The men's elimination chamber match. Still there with me? You still there with me, semifinal boss?
I'm still here.
All right. So again, the participants in this match, and I might leave out a name because I don't have my screen popped up or anything like that. I'm just going based on
Drew McIntyre, CM Punk,
Seth Drew Rollins, McIntyre, yep,
Damian Priest,
Logan Paul,
Cena.
the hated one, yes. So the match really wasn't as physical as you would have seen it with the women's match. So in that aspect, it was a little disappointing, right? For me, I think the standout in the match was actually Damian Priest, even though he doesn't really get I feel like Damian Priest didn't really get a lot of love coming into this match. And they're not really doing anything with him, going forward. Especially because, like I said, last year he was world champion. He had the Money in the Bank briefcase. He had a lot going for him last year. This year, it kind of fizzled out. He moved to SmackDown. He's kind of getting his bearings in, but definitely wasn't disappointed in his performance in the match. Neither same with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. But none of us thought any of those guys were going to win, right? I always knew that the final two were going to be CM Punk and John Cena, and unfortunately Rollins was in there also, right? Rollins was one of the final 3.
Mm-hmm.
So Go for it.
Bro, I can't with Seth Rollins, bro. I've been very critical of him.
Yeah.
And it's just, I can't. He just doesn't do it for me no more.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's understandable. Like, I mean, there's times where I was a fan of him. I think I was more of a fan of him when he had his first world title run. You know, when he was like, you know, he betrayed, Roman Reigns, and you know, he cashed in his title at the Money in the Bank, right? He's much more of a better heel than he is a babyface. I think the babyface run should be done. That's just me though. Maybe that, I don't know what you're thinking about that, but babyface Rollins is just annoying, and I don't know, to some degree he's been kind of a tweener over the last year, right? Ever since losing the world title, he's been in and out. You know, obviously he's had injuries, but anyway, you know, he gets kind of double teamed by CM Punk and John Cena, right? And the whole CM Punk John Cena thing, like, you know, there was a couple moments where, you know, you thought they were gonna, you know, go at it, and then they got broken up in the ring, and I think that was kind of like the main selling point for the chamber match, right? Because he gave a lot of wrestling fans feels. I don't know if it did for you or not, Mr. Semifinal Boss, but finally when, you know, they were about to lock up, right? CM Punk, you know, extends the hand. And, you know, he's like, let's shake hands and let's go. And then, you know, they end up hugging, right? Which, you know, again, a lot of fans, you know, they remember that feud they had about 10 years ago, 2012, 2013, right? And it was a very enjoyable feud. I think that's probably one of the more memorable feuds that we had over the last 20 years, right? John Cena and CM Punk. And, you know, they had a really good wrestling chemistry with each other. So, I mean, again, them going at it back and forth, right? It really didn't last too long, but of course Seth Rollins did have to get his last word in, and he gave CM Punk the stomp right before leaving the Elimination Chamber, which led to John Cena putting CM Punk in the STF or the STFU, whatever you want to call it. And
you saw how excited he was to put that into him.
Right?
I don't think Super Cena would have did that. Super Cena would have looked at him kind of strange.
Right. Yeah, and he took advantage. You could kind of tell right away, like, that he didn't wait, he didn't hesitate. He jumped at the opportunity to win the match, right? And Punk was out, man. I mean, anyone that watched it, obviously, I mean, he probably wasn't really knocked out, but you can tell he was a little dazed and confused from that stomp. And, you know, again, John Cena took advantage, and that was it. He got the W, so he is now tied for the most wins in Elimination Chamber history with Triple H. So John Cena having 4 wins and Triple H having 4. And fun fact, I didn't really know, but Daniel Bryan has 3 Elimination Chamber wins also. I was like, what? Like, you know, kind of weird, but it is what it is. And they gave him a shout out. So hey, who knows? Maybe they're trying to bring him back. You know, we'll see.
We'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. He's been gone.
He needs to redeem himself after that awful AEW run. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Well, let's get to the main event, sir. Again, it is all, you know, biggest thing of the weekend happening so far. Just when, you know, we enjoyed all the matches, right? You know, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Travis Scott was there.
God. You know what? I wasn't excited to see Travis Scott there, and I like his music. Yeah. But I'm kind of glad. This is something people aren't talking about. I'm kind of glad he was there, because having a celebrity in the ring is like, you had no idea this was going to happen.
Yeah.
So that really threw people off.
Yeah.
And then, you know what, though? It looked like, you know, I'm jumping a little ahead. It looked like he potatoed, what's his name?
John Cena?
Cody.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Cody, yeah. You know, he did. Apparently, Cody has a black eye. So let's rewind a little bit, right? So, you know, again, The Rock, you know, extends his hand. He's like, shake my hand and let me take your soul, whatever. You know, let's be the corporate champion. Let's make you the person that, you know, you're meant to be in this business, right? And Cody says, I already sold my soul. You know, fuck off, basically. He told The Rock to fuck off. So I was expecting him to say yes, actually, because it was going to be okay. One person is going to turn heel. It's going to be either John Cena or it's going to be Cody, right? So after Cody says no, obviously, John Cena's there, being a very good actor, right? Praising that, Cody didn't, extend the hand and take the Rock's offer, running around the ring, dancing and smiling. And then, John Cena gets in and he gives Cody a hug, right? A simple hug, right? And as soon as the camera angle changed to the back of Cody's head, I was like, oh no, this is happening. And
I analyzed that a little bit, and it could have been taken as like, oh, he was just frowning at the Rock because of how problematic he's been for Cody,
right?
But then you remember last week during our stream, I asked, what if Cena finally turns heel?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's been in discussion for a while. It's just so interesting because wasn't Cena in the ring last year helping Cody win the title from Roman Reigns, right? He got in there. At least, like, is my mind gone? Did that not happen?
Right. Yeah, so I rewinded that like 20 times, dude.
Yeah, of course.
It was the most shocking heel turn.
Yeah,
probably since Hogan or Hogan in '96. Yeah. Yep. Austin at WrestleMania 17 wasn't as shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really, the Austin heel run, it wasn't too crazy for me, but this one I think it means a lot more because so many people that grew up with Cena. They grew up with him like that, right? He was always the face, the last 21 years. Apparently it's been 21 years. So again, Cena, he low blows Cody. Cody falls to the floor. He gets, I thought it was a brass knuckles, but it wasn't a brass knuckles. It was actually the Rolex watch.
Yeah, what's his name corrected him.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee corrected him.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. So freaking what's his face? Michael Cole had it wrong. He thought they were brass knucks, but it was a Rolex watch, which apparently I believe it was the watch that belonged to Cody's dad. Apparently, I'm not 100% sure on that. That's what people are saying.
So it was a dusty ass Rolex.
Yeah, it was the dusty Rolex, but so again, John Cena, I don't even know where he got it from. I don't know if The Rock gave it to him or what, or he pulled it off of Cody's wrist at some point, after the low blow and the initial beatdown, because he had the watch, he was beating him with the watch, and then he got the belt and he started pummeling him headshots with the belt, right? That's something that we never see anymore, honestly, which is pretty crazy. And like Michael Cole was getting so into it that he even started saying bad words, on commentary. I don't know if anyone caught that or not. I think it was just like one or two, but Michael Cole was also kind of getting involved in it, kind of reminiscent of like, the JR days where, JR would be like, you son of a bitch, stuff like that, right? It's kind of reminiscent of that a little bit. It makes it seem a little more real for the fans, especially for the kids, man. Because, I remember...
They got to grow up anyways.
Yeah, they got to grow up.
This is life for y'all.
Right?
Children, this is life for y'all.
It's funny because on TikTok, I was seeing clips of, parents watching it with their kids and their like little, 4 or 5 year old sons. They were crying, dude.
They said, I'll give you a reason to cry, damn it. I'll give you a reason to cry.
And it's funny, like now everyone's like making like meme videos about like, hugging their kids, and then like, oh, The Rock said to change it up a little bit, I guess, I guess the only thing I can compare it to is like Star Wars, right? When they do execute Order 66, where like, everyone kind of just turns on each other or whatever, like the good guys turn on the bad guys, etc., like that, or the bad guys turn on the good guys. It's hard to explain. If you don't watch Star Wars, forget the analogy, but that's kind of how it felt. And then a lot of people are using the voiceover from The Dark Knight, from Harvey Dent, where he says, what's that quote? Do you remember the quote I'm talking about? Where you either, I need to go find it. It's all over freaking TikTok. It's all over TikTok. I'm basically saying like you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, basically. So
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah. No, I'll send it to you next time I see it. But basically, like
look,
you
I'm gonna tell the audience how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
John Cena did not sell out. John Cena cashed in. If you people, you small-minded people out there, and I'm the heel of the show. If anything, John Cena became the good guy because John Cena is finally doing for himself instead of doing for all these other snot-nosed kids. Okay? For all you little crying children out there, John Cena is the good guy. You know who the bad guy is? You people are the bad guy. You people are the heel, not John Cena.
Say it isn't
so. That's a pretty good promo, huh?
Yeah. Say it isn't so, Cena. Say it isn't so. Why? I was going to buy a t-shirt also, but now I'm not.
Matter of fact, I'm going to post that on Facebook. John Cena is not the bad guy. You people are the bad guy. John Cena was always unselfish. And I would always tell John Cena, John, you got to self-care, man. You know what I mean? You got to do for yourself. You got to say no sometimes. John Cena is the good guy. You people are the bad guys. You, Mike DeViz, are the bad guy.
No. Well, either way, it was the biggest shocking moment that we've seen all year, probably in the company, and I'm looking forward to Mania. Right, John Cena finally turns heel. Who knows? Next time we see him, he might come out to different music. I can see him coming out to his original Doctor of Thugonomics theme, right? Because that was kind of his heel persona music. But I have a feeling that he's going to come out to like some sort of Travis Scott song or something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe they'll remix it. They'll remix his time as My Time Is Now song, and make it more cringe like they did with The Rock a little bit. So, but yeah, man, it was interesting to see. And the biggest, I don't know, man. I mean, at its time, Hogan's heel turn was probably, it was legendary, man. But I don't know, man. I think this heel turn probably one-ups it, man, because I feel like there's more eyes now on the business than there was back then. I don't know.
I got to give them credit, man. Yeah. They made me excited for wrestling again. And then Brian Gerwitz being there, the guy that took over for Vince Russo and Ferrara, like we spoke about last week, that guy kept the Attitude Era going another year and a half, 2 years. He knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
All the writers there pretty much know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting leading into WrestleMania. Hopefully we see a few appearances by Cena at least a couple of times. I don't want it to be where okay, now, we're basically just literally about a month away from Mania. Well, actually, no, I think Mania is when the April 19th and 20th. So we're a little more than a month, about 5 weeks away from Mania. Actually, no, 6 weeks. We're about 6 weeks away from Mania. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I hope that we're going to see John Cena in more of those dates leading up to the event, right? Come out on Raw tonight, right? Maybe give an explanation after the show, when they have the media scrum. Cena showed up and, he was wearing his, typical Cena tease. He picked up the mic and then he just walked away. He dropped the mic and he kind of stared away and he looked away and walked away. So this is finally the attitude that we've kind of been wanting to see from Cena for a really long time. A lot of those boos that Cena got back in the day were a little bit justified because now, there's a reason to be booing him, right? So, man, I don't know. It's super exciting, man. I'm hyped up for it, man.
I had to post it on Facebook. I said, John Cena didn't turn heel. He turned babyface. You people are the heels. I'm going to need you to drop a comment and like on that if y'all see it. My profile is public.
Oh, okay, I'll check it out. Well, yeah, I'm on your friends list, at least I think. Or maybe I'm just following you. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, yeah, man, it was a very enjoyable Elimination Chamber. Sometimes these gimmick pay-per-views can be very bad. But now if you think about it, it should be one more that's exciting going into WrestleMania. So I'm happy of the way things happen. Now it'll be interesting to see if Cody versus Cena. Obviously it's going to happen, but who's going to win? Is Cody going to retain or is Cena going to win? I don't see Cena losing his this match, man. What do you think about that?
You don't see Cena winning this match?
No, I don't see Cena losing the match.
Oh, I mean, honestly, you never know, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's Mania. Anything can happen, right? Somebody that's super over can still lose at the big event. So I think that Cena wins the match and he goes full on heel for the rest of the year, man. Like, and he's going to be maybe he might be gone for a little bit, right? To do his movies or whatever. But when he comes back, it's going to be like, mega heel John Cena, just being like super, hated by the crowd, the boos. Like, he should form a faction with the New Day, man. That would be interesting.
Right. Since he is a soul brother.
Right. Kinda, not really, but anyways, man, I don't know any more thoughts or anything else you want to add in, or is there anything else you want to talk about as far as the events or anything going on in wrestling right now?
Let's see.
The elotes.
I forgot they existed. This John Cena thing completely overshadowed anything they do.
Oh yeah. No, agreed. I mean, literally, Collision was going on Saturday night during Elimination Chamber, and Tony Khan was still tweeting, "Oh, ready for a great collision, yada yada yada." Like, bro, no one's fucking watching, and if you have views on that, it's because people are DVRing that, dude. Like, they're DVRing the show. Like, I watched a little bit on Max last night. And I watched maybe like the first hour, and I was literally like kind of just shunned away on the fact how bad the show was, man. Ugh, it's still cringe to watch. And now that Omega's back, I thought it would be a little bit better now that Kenny Omega's back, but it just really hasn't been too interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any thoughts on NXT or its TNA affiliation? Right, we've been having
I'm glad Moose. Matches. I'm glad we brought that up. I'm glad Moose, aka Quinn, as I know him, that's his real name, Quinn.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's finally getting it because that guy's been putting in work for such a long time, and he is like. Have you ever watched a match with Moose?
Couple, yeah, I have.
Have you seen how smooth he is? Like the guy for a guy his size, he almost flies.
Yeah. No, yeah. He
has one of the best drop kicks too. But you know what though, man? Here's the thing about Quinn that I've noticed, and it's not a knock. Like, he's one of those guys, just like Brock Lesnar, just like Ronda Rousey. Their voices are so soft, but they're so crazy. And what's her name? What was the girl that was with Ronda?
What do you mean when she was doing her run?
Yeah, the other MMA girl.
Oh,
I can't remember her name.
I know you're talking about was it Jessamine Duke or the one that's in AEW right now?
No. She was there recently. They had a feud before Ronda got released or left or whatever.
I'm trying to remember, man. Shit. I mean, because I know Ronda's last match. I don't even remember who it was against, honestly.
Shayna.
Oh yeah, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. Shayna Baszler's another one. These athletes, these like combat sports people. Who have I don't know if you've noticed, they have the softest voices.
Oh yeah.
But they're like the toughest people in the world. That's one thing about Moose. He has that, and it's cool, but I can't tell if he was the heel or the babyface, because when they interviewed him after he confronted Loa, Soa, Femi, Remy, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Obafemi.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, who's the heel, who's the babyface? Because he sounded really happy there. He was smiling, humbled, and I get it. It's exciting to finally make it to the dance, but I can't tell is he the heel or the babyface.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I mean, I mean, I haven't really paid too much attention to Obafemi, man. Like, I really thought that they were going to kind of continue on with Trick Williams being the top guy in NXT, but that kind of played out really quick after his second title run in the company. So, and really, I thought he was going to be like one of those guys that like main rostered after the Rumble, right? I thought he was going to be in the Rumble, and then at least have some sort of like run on the main roster so far. But he's still in NXT, man. So I don't know, man. WWE, like, I feel like right now it's a good time to be there, but it's also a bad time because if you can't stay relevant, then you're gonna get moved down the chopping block right away. I mean, and we already saw that recent set of releases recently that happened, and who knows? I mean, WrestleMania season's still happening. We might see a little more set of releases now that a lot of those other talents have been gone already. I mean, what do you think? Who do you think would be released anytime soon if they get released? Like I think Shayna Baszler is one of those names, honestly.
I hope she doesn't, dude, because she's actually really good.
She's good, man. Like, I remember watching her in NXT and I was just like super impressed, like in her in-ring ability and whatnot. But
and she's funny as hell, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think she could be a funny heel if they just let her be herself more often. Like, if I was Triple H, I would have her out there on the mic all the time.
Yeah, well, we'll see, man.
I don't know, where the hell has she been?
Well, she was a part of that group with Sonya Deville or whatever her name is. But Sonya Deville was obviously released, so their pure fusion collection or whatever, which was PFC, is now gone, right? So Sonya's gone, and she was teaming with that other Starks person. What's her face? Zoe Starks. Yeah, your BFF. I think you know her, right? They were all kind of like teaming and doing just like a bunch of trios, tag teams or whatnot, and she really hasn't been there, man. Honestly, man. And ever since Sonya and ever since those last set of releases, they haven't been on TV. Have not been on TV.
No, but they said she resigned in September. Although they could still cancel the contract, but
yeah, they can still release her. It doesn't matter if she resigned or not, man. I mean, but we'll see. Again, I'm not like holding my breath on it. Maybe send her back to NXT, but it's like, okay, send her back to NXT. It's like the women's NXT division's already stacked already, man. It's like I feel like it's just to the point where like I feel like the women are gonna need their own show, man. Honestly, for them to actually care about some of the characters, because I mean, like, if you're not there every week, even though the shows are 2.5 to 3 hours long, like there's no character development. You're not seeing anything, right? Well, like, why not give the woman like an hour-long show once a week where you just have like 2 or 3 women's matches, right?
Well, here's the thing, and I agree, dude. The reason I like the women's combat sports period is because they're not like the guys where the guys are trying to protect their face. They're backing up. They will fucking disfigure, dislocate, dismember each other's faces.
Yeah,
I love that about it. Like, they are stiff as hell with each other.
Shit.
Like, they'll scalp each other if they could get away with it. Anyway, you remember the Mae Young Classic?
Yeah, man. Some of that show was my favorite stuff to watch.
So,
man.
I think that's why they haven't given the women a full show by themselves. Like, and then they had that other pay-per-view. I can't remember what it was.
Evolution.
The thing about it, dude, is that apparently, I don't know how true it is, but they said that those were like colossal financial failures.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. Obviously, the Mae Young Classic was like an NXT deal or whatever, and it was on the WWE Network on the time. It's not like they were airing it, on Prime Network television or Netflix or anything like that. So, but it's something that I genuinely enjoyed, honestly, watching. Like, that was some good fucking stuff. I mean, and we got stars like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair out of those competitions, man, if you think about it. What the hell's going on over here? So, like, I mean, I don't see why they can't do something like that, maybe yearly or something like that, just to kind of like revamp the division a little bit. Maybe shit, man, and like have your own show just for fucking tag teams over here also, because the tag team division is horrible right now, man. And if there's one thing that I was kind of let down in on Elimination Chamber, man, and that none of the mid card titles were defended. They have not done anything with the Intercontinental Championship. They have not done anything with the U.S. title, men's and females, by the way. Yes, they're showcasing them on their respective brands on Monday night and Friday, but these other championships really are nothing. I feel like we're going back to an era where they're just focusing.
Hold on. Breaking news.
Oh,
My friend Starkville Charlie posted something on Facebook and said, R-Truth said the Cena turn was AI generated.
it was
so
fake.
I questioned, did it really happen?
Right. Maybe we're all just dreaming and we're waking up from the dream.
Yeah. Maybe this is a dystopian future we enter without knowing.
Right. Well, we're in an alternate timeline now, I guess. So yeah, man. I mean, like, yeah, that's one thing that kind of like upset me was that they're not focusing on anything the tag division, and now we have women's mid card titles, right? So I'm assuming that we're gonna get at least one match of those at WrestleMania, and WrestleMania is a 2-night event, so you're looking at least, I would say, 4 hours each night, but I feel like they're gonna cut it down to 3.5 hours each night now, man. Because that's what they've been doing, right? I think Elimination Chamber started at 6 o'clock my time, and it ended like around 9:30. So about 3.5 hours, right? I mean, they do start like pre-show coverage and everything like that, but I mean, really, I mean, the PLEs have been kind of cut down, and the matches have been cut down also, man.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up, man.
I feel R-Truth.
I know, right? A lot of people.
I mean, John Cena is also my childhood hero. Like I've been watching John Cena since I was 3 or 4 years old, so I can totally relate. He's in denial, but at the same time, I love it. I'm 40, and John Cena's 47. So, like I said, I've been watching him since I was like 3 or 4 years old. Wrestling. Is he your childhood hero?
No, he is not.
Oh, you're much older than me then.
No, I'm younger than you. So you're saying John Cena's been wrestling since he was 8 years old?
Basically. No, 14. Because I've been watching him since I was like 7.
Oh my God.
He's also R-Truth's childhood hero. And R-Truth was born before him.
This we know. This is common knowledge, of course. Don't explain that to me. Try not to explain that to me though, because I will still be confused.
You don't remember when he said that John Cena's my childhood hero?
Yes, I remember him.
It's hilarious.
But then Cole or whoever makes mention saying, "Aren't you older than John Cena?" Like, which obviously that's true. I think R-Truth is closer to his 50s now. I don't even know.
53.
53. Damn, he's 53 years old. So he's got some age to him. So that's just interesting, man. But I don't know, man. I'd be interested to see them bring back like the Mae Young Classic, or have them, do some sort of women's show. I mean, if they can do WWE Speed on Twitter, right? I mean, or X, whatever you want to call it. I've never even seen any of those stupid matches. Why can't we get something on Peacock where they put in an hour, and and not just like main talent people, but throw in some of the NXT girls and maybe this Evolve show, right? That's gonna pop up on Tubi TV or on YouTube internationally, where they're gonna start showcasing, like, I guess, a lot of these younger talents. I feel like Evolve's gonna be like the new NXT, man. We'll see how that goes, I guess. I
mean, I don't know, bro. I feel like Evolve is gonna be like AEW Dark.
It could be. It's a screenshot over here really quick. AEW Dark. I actually kind of miss Dark and Dark Elevation, man, because I actually enjoyed those shows more than the actual crap that we see on Wednesday and Saturday, and formerly Friday also, because Rampage is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It just has not been interesting watching AEW at all. Oh yeah, so since we're talking about AEW, what are your thoughts on the Thunder Rosa chair angle from a week ago, man?
I mean, it was a mess, but
yeah.
I feel like they could have been a hesitation angle.
I don't know, man. I mean, if somebody goes into the ring with a chair and you're a heel, like, I mean, you worked in the business, man. You know what's up. Like, what's the golden rule, like, of being in the ring? If a babyface has a chair and they're trying to, like, to my assumption, get you out of the ring, right?
Yeah.
Because they were attacking the other girl. I don't remember who the hell they were wrestling, but they were attacking somebody in the ring. If Thunder Rosa comes out, backs her up, and again, they were like not phased at all. They were like, yeah, hit us with the fucking chair. We don't care. Like were they trying to be tough or something like that? Like, I get that Megan Bayne is like a new character. I mean, I don't
here's
put
the thing from a business perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a miscommunication. I don't know if that girl was going into business for herself, or a spot was planned out and it just someone forgot.
Yeah,
it could have been a lot of different things.
I don't know, man. I just don't think someone forgets on that, man. So I don't know. We'll see what's up, I guess. I mean, hopefully we don't see a mistake like that happen again. That was pretty bad, honestly. Like, I mean, I guess if you're like not like a hardcore wrestling fan or someone that knows wrestling, you probably wouldn't have cared. Like, if you're a 5-year-old kid watching AEW, which I don't know if there's any parents out there letting their 5-year-old kid watch AEW anyway, because some of the stupid shit that goes on in AEW, especially the matches and the spots. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna turn this off real quick. But yeah, man, I guess any thoughts? We're about to hit an hour already, so we can close it out.
It's not like a referee where, let's say someone gets knocked out by accident, they have to count regardless. And if it fucks up the finish, it fucks up the finish. Don't stop counting. When it comes to actual wrestling, the planning ahead would have helped too. Like, hey, what if something goes wrong? What if we forget? How do you want us to improvise?
Yeah. And
so it's a lot of things that could have went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, personally, it didn't look good, and it made Thunder Rosa look really bad, man. Honestly, even though I from what I've heard, she talked about it on Busted Open that that there was really no bad blood, behind the scenes after everything happened or anything like that. So I mean, she's cool with it, I guess, but I'm just like, it makes her character look really bad, though. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. Any final thoughts, Mr. Semi-final boss, before we close out today, man? Any other thing you want to mention or talk about?
Nah, I think we covered it pretty good.
All right. Unfortunately, we were missing Tito, and I know Tito had a lot to say about John Cena's heel turn, which, again, I was shocked. My reaction was I was screaming at the TV. Like, I was super hyped up when it was happening. And, the last time that happened to me was probably last year's WrestleMania, and even the prior year WrestleMania when Cody was going up against Roman Reigns, and we were just, we were wanting, him to get that 1, 2, 3, and it just wasn't happening, right? So you're just kind of at the edge of your seat when watching, and that's how it felt when I was watching this one. Again, I was screaming. I lost my voice a little bit also Saturday night. So when I start losing my voice watching at home, the product is good, right? That the fan at home is reacting as well, not just in person, but again, by themselves. I was by myself chilling. I was actually on TikTok live, man. I had about 10 people watching, so they were reacting with me. That was fun. But anyways, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and close out. Again, Mr. Gil Heyman, aka Semi-Final Boss, thanks again for joining in today.
AKA The Rock. THARAWK.
RAWK. Yes.
And you know what? You inspired that because you were saying raw rock or something earlier. I said, there you go. Light on.
So this is my fault. Great. That's all good. It's all good, guys. But yeah,
we need you to come up with some more wrestling aliases. I got Gil Heyman.
Yeah.
AKA the Wise Bro.
Yeah, I think that was
the THA Rock.
Oh,
AKA the semifinal boss. We got to come up with something for you.
Hey, you want to give me a nickname? I'll throw it in there, man. But for now, we'll leave it at that. But again, guys, anyone who
remember, I got one for you. Instead of NWO, it'll be HEB.
Oh my god!
You should wear an HEB shirt with the NWO font to work and see if they say anything.
Yeah, imagine I probably wouldn't be there that much longer. So maybe on Halloween, I'll do like the HEB like logo thing with the NWO instead. Who knows? We'll see. But anyways, guys, thanks again for joining in. If you're watching the replay and you watched this long, smash that like button, subscribe, share with your family and friends. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks again, Mr. Gil Heyman.
Let me know. We're off live.